All right, everybody. We have on with us right now the famous, the wonderful, the dynamic gentleman who's taking over California Congress District number 26, Antonio Sabato. Welcome back to the show, Antonio.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
How's
It's a
it
great
going? How's it going out there?
It's
How's it?
going great. I mean, we haven't stopped 7 days a week. We have a walking game going on, grassroots. We're knocking on doors on small businesses. We're going to our law enforcement. We're going to our firefighters, our farmers. I've been doing this a year and a half. I'm looking forward to finishing this strong. We're going to win. America's sick of it. They want a different representation, and they're excited about November 6th. It's going to be a red tsunami from here to all across the nation. We're going to win every single seat. You watch.
I love it, Antonio. I love it. I love it. The Red Tsunami, 2018 and beyond, because we can't stop. If we're going to truly take California back and do good things, we have to keep going. So now I saw some pictures of you out on the streets. You were sign waving. You've been hitting the pavement really hard out in the community. What is the response? It looks highly positive.
Listen, I love my community more than ever. What I've seen in the last 2 years and me campaigning and finding out about what they really need in a way that I never even could imagine. And it's been such a blessing. The community wants different representation. They want to feel safe at night. They want to feel that they have a representative who's going to Washington, making sure that he's fighting for them. And I want everyone in Ventura County to have better lives because of our policies. And less regulations for businesses, less taxes, just more protection and less government actually in a lot of ways. They build the government so big here in California, and the American people are always the last ones and suffering very much so. Right. So with me going to Washington, I'm going to make sure that everyone in Ventura County is well taken care of with great respect and honor. And ultimately, I take pride in the United States. I love my country, and I'll do anything I can to fight for it. And we have to fight more than ever. And November 6th, we're going to win big.
We are going to win big, all of us together. And this is an interesting angle. For those who are just joining us here, you may have seen Antonio Sabato in a suit, all dressed up on Fox News, really put together and what have you. We're grassroots. We like to get right down to it with the candidates. Antonio did a prior interview where you can learn a lot about his background and his platform. Please take a look at that interview and his website and get really familiar and share his information. We only have just about 2 weeks left until Election Day, and people are already doing the earlier voting. Now, Antonio, there is a lot of pushback against you. There's a lot of pushback, negative Nancy's all over the media pushing back against you. I see you as a good guy, wanting to do the good work of the people. You chose America, right?
I chose America, and America has been really great to me in so many ways, and my family and my children. I guess there's a big pushback because they're scared that this time they're going to lose. My opponent is going to lose. She's been here 6 years, and 6 years too long. And I wish her nothing but the best. But your time is over, and you're going to get fired on November 6th. New representation for Ventura County District 26 is coming, and with great respect and pride for our country. And we're going to make sure we take care of a lot of business that hasn't been taken care of for a very long time. And I'm eager to get in to Washington, go into the Capitol, and start making some good work and making sure that my community flourish from it and gets better because of it.
Right. And part of that is, and I think you brought up a very valid point, less regulation, less tax, and less size and scope of government. And part of that, I believe, many congressional representatives, even Republicans, aren't doing that in Washington, and they have a responsibility and a duty to the citizens who they represent to make sure that they're advocating for them. And it's great to hear that you're going to do that for your communities. Now, what is your number one thing that you want to do when you get to D.C.?
Well, immigration. Immigration has to be reformed. Everybody's complaining from left to right about what's happening to our border and what's happening to our country in states like California because they made them into sanctuary states and sanctuary counties. My county is not going to be a sanctuary county unless it's for the American people. And we have to revolutionize this immigration system altogether. We need to help the American people. We need to protect the American people. We need to allow people to come here legally by the process, but we can't allow people to come here illegally and crossing the border That's against everything we stand for as a country, as a nation, and we fought too hard to get to this point.
Right.
And I'm going to make sure that we have to step up and do more. And listen, who knows more about immigration than myself? I did it legally, not once, but twice with my family. There's better ways. We have the technology. We got to just revolutionize everything, making sure that ultimately the American people are well protected.
Right. And I think that's an important thing that you mentioned. We're not against legal immigration. And when I say we, the people who are being chastised and put up on this pedestal of you hate people, you're not a world thinker, this sort of thing. It's not about that. It's about rule of law.
There's a big difference between immigration, legal immigration, and illegal immigration.
Right.
When you break in the law, it doesn't matter what kind of law, you're breaking that law. You're doing something against our country and against our laws that are on the books. You know, if the Democrats want to have an open border, then you have to have enough in the House to making sure you can change the law. As far as I know, they haven't been able to change the law. And the American people don't want it. They want to protect the country.
You know, you're very right there. But actually, Donald Trump did offer some solutions. And maybe they weren't the perfect solution. Maybe they weren't the right solution. Maybe they weren't. But, you know, Congress has a duty and responsibility to serve the American people. They should be working on this issue towards a solution. And the Democrats walked away. And now we have a caravan. Now we have a caravan.
They want an open border policy. That's what they wanted. They've been wanting from day one, and they want to keep doing it. That's why they want to win this election. They want to win this election for all the illegal programs and all the illegal things that they have done all these years. That's what's so important to them. But we have to win for the American people. November 6th is for America and for the future of this country. And we have to like more people to go to the Capitol to make sure that we have a strong border. And whatever needs to be done, we need to build this wall as soon as possible. You know, and McCarthy has an idea. We passed a lot of bills between the Republican Party and this administration and our president. And like you said, the Democrats said no every single time. So I tell everyone out there, if you're ready to vote, it's about right and wrong. It's not about the parties anymore. And the Republican Party stands for something, stands for pride and honor in following the law, which the other party has never done. And now the American people have seen enough in the last 2 months, and now they're fed up. And right now, November 6th is the most important election of our time because it relates to the future of this country.
It absolutely does relate to the future of this country. No border, no nation is really what it comes down to, and they're trying to weaken us. Those individuals in Washington are trying to weaken us financially, and also put us at a disadvantage with allowing these lawbreakers to stay here, as well as those individuals who are coming here to put us at risk. And that's a concern. That's a huge concern, especially with this caravan that we see. And I don't want you to touch too much on that because it's more important what we know you're going to do legislatively when you get there, because we need tough solutions and people not to back down.
This is a plan, organized scheme by the Democratic Party to have thousands and thousands of people to come to our border to start something new, right? That's what they do. It's not just by coincidence. This is happening right before election. That this is happening from other countries that actually don't even appreciate the United States. But you know what? They take the money and they're doing their lousy work, and that's what's going on right now. And a lot of people are at stake, their lives, and so many other things. And nobody's taking the initiative to say, you know what? Let's do something for our country. Let's protect our country and our borders to make sure that people want to come here legally. We're going to let that happen. But all this stuff about caravans and people coming here illegal, it's just not going to happen. And I listen, I take pride for the first time that our president put his foot down and the entire administration said, this is not going to happen. We'll do whatever it takes to protect our country and our borders. And that's what he's doing. And that's what I'm doing for my county. Because the same thing is happening locally. It doesn't matter.
Right. It doesn't matter. It's principle. You're either principled or you're not. You either are a man of morals and values and are principled, or you're not. And that's what matters. And that's why we really like that you're a family man, in your community is important, because it tells us how you're going to lead in Washington, D.C. We don't need rogue, removed politicians. We just don't. That's not how our country was designed to be, is led by these out-of-touch politicians. So we're just so glad that you're running. Now, how can people get involved and help you on the ground, phone banking?
Yeah, just get in touch with us at voteantonio.com. You can donate to the campaign. Everything costs a lot of money, but nevertheless, just spread the word. We have 2 weeks to spread the word to vote for Antonio Sabato Jr. at voteantonio.com, because every seat matters, and especially in California, especially because we're so close to the borders, and we got to do more. And we have about 2 weeks to make this happen and win big for America. If we care about this country, if you care about that flag right behind you and the one right behind myself, then we got to fight, and we got to make sure that we win every seat, and we don't allow these politicians to keep opening our borders and doing sanctuary cities and making our lives a lot not, they're just not safe anymore for such a long time. I don't feel safe under the Democratic Party. I never have, and certainly I don't now. So the American people feel the same way.
Right, absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you again for being on the Erin Cruz Show, Antonio. Any last words for people? I think you got it all out there, but I just want to make sure that you get your message out. Fox News only gives you 2 minutes. We want to give you 15.
I appreciate it. I thank you for that. I just want to say thanks to my community, to America. Every single state has donated to us, and being part of this is a national race. I take pride in that, and I take pride in being surrounded by Americans, by patriots in the greatest country in the world. And I bless you. I send you nothing but God blessing to everybody out there, and thank you so much from the bottom of my heart.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, Antonio. Take care, be safe, and we will touch base with you either right before the election or right after the election. All right. God bless.
To hear more and to learn more on how you can make an impact or about the Erin Cruz Show, visit us online at erincruz.com. That's ERINCRUZ.com.